So Bill Priestap, who I guess is now retired, but at the time he was, head of the counterintelligence?
He was the assistant director for counterintelligence.
Assistant director, so number 3, practically speaking.
Way up there, yeah.
Yeah. And he ran the Clinton investigation.
Nominally
in theory,
oversight.
Right, oversight, because we know Peter Strzok and Lisa Page were running that. And he ran the Russiagate investigation. So we served on him interrogatories, asking about where were these emails, what was done, the sort of questions the court wanted answered. And boy, we got an answer or two back that was interesting.
Right. Well, one of the interesting things was they found 49,000 Hillary emails on Anthony Weiner's server. This is the convicted child predator that was married to Huma Abedin, Hillary's top aide.
So 49,000 emails, some of which we already know were classified. 18, I think, is the count we have. So there was classified emails on her server, on Anthony Weiner's laptop as a result of being on the Clinton email server.
Right.
And now the numbers of emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop from Clinton World, that number's kind of been all over the place, hasn't it, though?
It has, and now, and in fact, I was just having this discussion with Michael Bekesha, one of our attorneys, one of our great attorneys here, who's been working the Clinton, many of our Clinton email server investigations, and he and I were just talking about the sort of fluidity of the numbers involved here. Even Priestap, in his interrogatory, in his answers, in his sworn written answers to our questions, it talks about how sort of the meaninglessness of numbers when we ask about how many emails and I'll give him a little bit of slack here now, because what the FBI was forced to do was use forensic tools to retrieve emails. Some of it came from what they call slack space in the server, and they only get like fragments of emails.
But we're talking about the Weiner laptop material here, so this is just.
Right. Well,
this is a pretty narrow subset of computer data.
Right.
It isn't like they're.
Right. But now what happens is we ended up getting, I believe, the FBI turned over to the State Department 6,000 or 7,000 emails from the Weiner laptop that were unique, that is, that the State Department didn't already have. And then of those 6,700 emails, they then turned over to us about 3,000 that, after all the deduplication had occurred, that is, that they didn't want to send us emails that we had already received.
Which is also a bit of a scam, by the way. We've gotten documents and they say, well, these are duplicative. Well, it used to be a duplicative meant an exact copy. But under the Obama administration and with the Clinton email scandal, they've decided that having too many Clinton emails out there that were actually different from each other made it look bad because it increased the number of documents. So now they give us, quote, near duplicates. So they consider Bill sending me an email to be one email and my response to him to be the same email when in fact it's a different document. Mm-hmm. It's a different document because the chain is
right,
and they will literally label it near duplicate,
right,
which is just a fantasy word they've come up with to protect Hillary Clinton from the consequences of her email misconduct.
Yes, and I'll remind you of a discovery I made back, I want to say it was 2017 or something, when I was reviewing all those Huma Abedin emails, the 20,000 plus.
Because now Abedin was the only other Clinton State Department employee with the secret email account on the Clinton server. So that's why Huma Abedin's name keeps on popping up, because there were only 2 State Department employees who had an account on that system, as best we can tell, Abedin and Hillary Clinton. And the third person who had an account on that server was Chelsea Clinton.
Right, CBC, right.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So what did you find back?
So what I found was that the State Department had posted on its website an email that Hillary Clinton had received from someone named Jonathan Weston at a think tank in D.C. that appeared to be just some wonkish, run-of-the-mill DC kind of email. When Hillary forwarded that email to Huma Abedin's antivirus program slapped the word virus in the subject line of that email. You may recall I wrote an American Thinker piece about this a couple of years ago.
So that system was a security risk departmentally.
That begs the question.
Of course, she was warned about that. Well, yeah, she was warned about that. But it wasn't like this was like Hillary Clinton it was secret to us, but her conduct was in secret to people in the State Department.
Absolutely not. I think anyone who communicated with Hillary was fully aware that she was using an super legal and illegal email system to traffic, government records illegally. I mean, there's just no way around it. It boils down to a very simple case of a gross violation of federal law.
So Precip admits there are 49,000 emails on the Weiner laptop from the Clinton email server. Mm-hmm. So now we've got that solid number. And remember, they miraculously went through those emails in a minute and a half, relatively speaking, mm-hmm. in order to clear her before the election. Yeah. That's what Hillary Clinton complains about, how they... Now remember, because Comey had thought there were hundreds of thousands of emails on the system. So this is still continues to be an interesting issue. Mm-hmm. But there's another question, because we talked about other people receiving emails. So one of the questions to Bill Precip, the top FBI official, about their investigation, because as I said earlier, the court wants to know, are there other emails out there that can be searched? Mm-hmm. And one way they figured it out is say, well, ask the FBI, where exactly did they look in their effort to reconstruct the emails that she deleted or tried to hide? And so we asked them, where did you look? Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of paraphrasing. The interrogatories are very legalistic, mm-hmm. Or full of legalese. But I'm fairly characterized them. So Precip listed to us a list of repositories of the Clinton emails where they went and got emails.
Yep.
And there were some interesting names on that repository, some of which will be familiar. But the biggest name was...
the Executive Office of the President.
For the Obama administration.
For the Obama administration, right.
So this is the Obama White House. The Executive Office of the President is the office of the President. Mm-hmm. So the White House has many offices. They've got the press office, they've got the National Security Council, mm-hmm. They have the personnel office. I don't know if it's called personnel anymore.
Office of Administration.
Right. Office of Administration, various offices that support the President. But the core office of the President, the personal office of the President, is the Executive Office of the President. Mm-hmm. So in order to find these Clinton emails that she tried to hide or delete from the American people, they had to go and get them from the Obama White House.
Yes, indeed. So,
what's the implication? I know what the implications of that, but I'm going to let Bill tell our audience what the implications of this astonishing disclosure are.
Well, I think the implication is that President Obama was fully aware that his Secretary of State was using an unclassified system to traffic classified information, and that would implicate him in any prosecution of Hillary Clinton. And I believe that is the ultimate reason, although there are many, because she was going to run for president and everything else. But you are not going to touch, dear President Obama, he who's sort of seemed to walk on water, of course, for half of the American people. But, this investigation of Hillary's abuses of national security information was essentially doomed from the outset.
And if I were Hillary Clinton, let's put ourselves in the shoes of Hillary Clinton. And she's looking at the Justice Department coming after her, and she's like, you're going to come after me? I communicated with the president 20 some odd times. Mm-hmm. My emails are all over his White House, and you're going to tell me I did something wrong? Well, didn't he do something wrong by communicating classified and sensitive information with me? Because we've asked for the Obama, we haven't gotten the Obama-Clinton emails. They're being withheld from us. Mm-hmm. Under, I don't know what the exact reason is, whether it's privileged or classified, but it's presumptively classified in many respects. So if I'm Hillary Clinton and I'm put on trial for these misdeeds you point out, who would be my number one defense witness? Barack Obama. He knew everything I was doing.